Okay. What can we expect from you and DMG in the near future?
Big things, very big things. East Coast Throwdown was the tip of the iceberg of what we're planning to do. Pretty much all the guys who competed in East Coast Throwdown, Enthrall, Rico, Dr. Chaos, Lud, our honorary members of DMG, Damdai, City of Brass, they all did extremely well in their pool and in the ranking. And it's just pretty much a comparison of how we did at Winter Brawl. Winter Brawl was the start of what we are capable of doing, because at Winter Brawl we did beat EMP in a team match. We eliminated EMP, and then we went on to East Coast Throwdown. Enthrall, took out Arturo, took out Sanford. By far, probably two of the very best players in the East Coast. The next stop will be up in New York City, the road to Evo. We're hoping to do very well there. And any other tournament in between then, it could be any tournament. It could be from New Jersey, New York, Florida, Arizona, Texas, whatever tournament we're going to be competing in, I'm sure we're going to do extremely well. But just like any other player or any other fighter, I should say, in our community, the Super Bowl for us is Evo. And Evo is going to be the place that is make it or break it. And this will be our first Evo. And we will be attending Evo, definitely for sure. And on previous podcasts, someone asked me, how well will we do? And I felt maybe I jumped the gun when I mentioned the placing that we did, but after this past weekend's performance, I'm going to stick by it, and it would definitely be placing top 10.
Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. What is your thoughts on the future of tournaments?
The future tournaments, I mean, I love the tournament scene. I love going there. I love interacting with the community. I love interacting with other players. There are there's more than a handful. I mean, there's so many great players out there, and it's a shame that most of these players will never have an opportunity to shine because of, unfortunately, well, not fortunate, but that's how it works. That's how the tournament is run. You have to face somebody who can or cannot beat you. But if you did happen to lose, then there's your shot. But if you do continue to go on and on and on, and good, best of luck to you. But there's so many. I don't know. I know you've been to tournaments, and there's so many great players out there. It's just you can't name them all. Like perfect example, there was a T-Hawk player in the East Coast Throwdown. His name is Craig Stevens. Mm-hmm. He came out of nowhere with T-Hawk, and he was slamming people around. And that's just one example of when someone actually has an opportunity to pick up a character and go nuts with it. And, to my understanding, he never played vanilla. He played a little bit of vanilla, but he never really got into vanilla. He was more of a Street Fighter HD remix player. And obviously his main was T-Hawk. And then when Super dropped and, T-Hawk is there, it's only natural to pick up a character that you feel more comfortable with. And he picked up T-Hawk, and he was doing a number on everybody, and it was shocking. That's just one example of a player that could just come out of nowhere and do well. And he did do well, and that's the best part about it. And there's just so many players out there, it's just ridiculous. And I think that's the reason why the fighting community is so diverse, is that anybody can have a great day. Now the question is, can you have those great days in a consistent level? That's what pretty much determines if you're a tournament player or not. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I love the tournament scene. I mean, there's a couple of things that I wish that could change about the tournament scene. There's a lot of political nonsense that goes behind the scenes that a lot of people don't know about. There's a lot of favoritism, which goes hand in hand with the political aspect of things. But I mean, once again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the interview of when it comes to comparison to back then competing and today's competing is back then it was all about mutual respect versus today's competing was it's more political. And unfortunately, that's, when the times change, everything changes with it. So.
Okay. All right, we're near the end of the we're near the end of the interview, and I have a little section that I call the shout out and the rant out. Okay. The shout out is when you basically you shout out people or things or whatever. Rant out is kind of different. It's like the opposite of shout out. You basically do a brief rant. You can do as many as you want, but things that is perturbing you in your life. So I'll let you go.
Obviously, big shout out to DMG, all the players. I can't forget about the guys who's been the foundation of the brand itself. You can't forget about those guys. It could be Grammy Grizzly, Rico Suave, Slop Mirth, Info, Atrocity, Weasel, Game Neo, myself, Lud, Knuckles, Dr. Chaos, Insane. Big shout out. I already told them like 100 times, but I'm going to say it again anyways. Info, you're the man. You're a champion among champions, and you have started the pad evolution. A lot of pad players are dropping sticks. They're sticking with the pads. Much props to you. I have to say, a little personal, but I want to say thank you to my girl because she's been 100% supportive of what I'm doing, of the whole DMG and, tournament scene and everything. She's been extremely supportive, and, she's my baby and I love her for it. Thank you, baby. Also, that's something that I saw in the video, one of the reaction. It was right after the Inthrall and Sanford video. And Sanford, there's a shout out to you, dude. You have the utmost respect of me, not only as a player, but as a person. And that's saying a lot for me because I don't give that much respect to a lot of people unless they prove me otherwise. And you proved me otherwise. So that's a huge shout out to you, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. And I'm sure he's thinking to himself, like, who the fuck is this guy talking about? I don't know him, but I know you. And I'm more behind of the scene type of guys. And I know a lot of things that people don't know of any individual because I do my research. Let's see who else. It's a good number of people I want to give shout outs to. I want to give a shout out to the Steven brothers, Rob and Craig Stevens. It was great meeting you guys this past weekend. It was awesome talking to you. Nick from Street Fighter Answers, very huge supporter of DMG. Thank you so much, Nick. Also, Angel from Super Turbo Podcast. Thank you for the very first interview you gave in us, for believing us, and keep up the good work and keep doing what you're doing. Also, last but certainly not least, our very first and only sponsor, Lizard Lick Amusement Arcade Parts. Chad, thank you so much for the support you have given us. Thank you so much for the arcade parts you have provided for us, for the number of joysticks that we have broken, for the number of hours in the lab that we've been training. Thank you so much for being there from day one, and thank you so much for continuing to support us to today. That's pretty much it. For shout outs, and there's so many people, I'm sure I'll get a lot of hate after this because, why you didn't shut me out? I thought we were cool. So no, we're cool. I'm just a lot of pressure here, so forgive me.
No ran out?
Ran out. Besides maybe sometimes some of the things behind the scenes in tournaments, which I know it would never change as of now or tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. But I'm sure maybe one day it will change. More of the politics. Hopefully it will be settled down less compared to what it is now. But, other than that, I love my community. I love my fighting community. I love my Street Fighter community. And I mean, they're the bunch of best people you could ever come across of any other community, and that's the truth. You know, Halo, you know, Modern Warfare, Gears. No other community beats Fighters community. Don't get me wrong, we could be on a pain in the ass sometimes, and we could be fickle, but at least we definitely support one another when the time comes and it was really needed. But, I mean, other than that, I mean, can't hate on nobody, really.
Okay. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been another episode of Fighter's Fury, and this has been Laughing Hyena.
Thanks, guys.
Laters.